We work side to side with patrol, so if patrol's got something going on where they are sending more officers, like a tag team out, where they may encounter more arrests, we may want to put a transport team out there. We can make up for that scheduling purpose down the road. We know that we're going to need this, whereas it was kind of like, well, whoever he called, hopefully he called for overtime. Now we can all see that. We're actually posting for overtime probably at this time about 4 to 5 officers every day on court, and then we have to bring them on shift for DOC transports, could be medical transports. The nice thing is we can actually post those overtime positions and then fill them accordingly and kind of look at everything instead of the old method where I think we need like 4, maybe we need 5. This gives us a more organized view of everything and see exactly what we need, so we're not bringing extra people in and just finding, hey, well, we got to pay for an extra 2 hours now. Let's go find you something to do. So it's kind of eliminating unneeded overtime, and it's also providing, making sure we do have enough overtime there. You know, the people calling in, if they're sick or on leave, so we can look at overall schedule for the other shift too in a more organized manner. So if someone calls in sick the night before, we're able to, hey, we may need to post for this overtime position and help the other shift out. Where it was before, it was kind of every shift for themselves. This kind of brings us all together and lets us look at everything in a whole as a department rather than a shift base. I can see where this program can help with the morale of all the officers, because when you have a facility that holds almost 1,200 inmates and you have anywhere from 40 to 50 officers rotating through a basis and only 3 supervisors doing it, it's kind of hard to track that on your own. So in-time actually helps you kind of organize all that and run the reports to make sure you're not, you know, over putting your officers into a pod or into a stressful situations, give them the breaks, bring them out in other positions that may be a little bit more attractive to the officer, and giving them that, bringing up the morale overall. Within time, it's nice because we actually get the alerts showing that, you know, this person, you know, we only had maybe 4 hours off in a shift. You set up the standards or wherever the amount of hours or the minimal hours they need between the shifts. We found that's very helpful. Many times we've had officers that work, let's say 6 in the morning until 6 at night. We need a few officers to stay over for the next night shift. And the max they can work is, I guess, or would be actually another 4 hours. So as long as we get them out of there by 10, we're able to track that on in-time and on the system and see exactly how many hours they're putting in. And the alerts are very helpful because if we try to plug them in again prior to those 8 hours, we get an alert.